Ah, there it is, the sun. Bit cloudy this afternoon. Welcome back, amigos. Yeah, you're right. It's also a bit windy, and I'm also feeling a bit, down. A little down today. It's been that way this week. Lots and lots of pollen and other things in the air. Very bad for sinuses, mine anyway, and quite a few people in the area also, like, nothing's working. You take some medicine that usually works and it doesn't really work. Very, very bad week for it. So yeah, I've been a little sick and not feeling that great right now, but I think I can get some kind of perch video done. So that's what we're doing here, if the wind doesn't stop us. Not going to be doing usual spots either because they're all full. They're all filled for the moment anyway. Start out with this. Probably going to be a red worm thing. Well, the people left, so it looks like I will be in a usual spot. It just tends to be a little better around this corner where we're at, but the wind is going to whip up and hit us. It's kind of doing that over there, but it might be worse here. There might actually be fish coming in soon. And here I'm going to switch to drop shotting red worm, just a piece. I'm really allergic to this one. It is flowering. That's ragweed right there. All right, we'll start off just right out in front. There is fish feeding here, just like around the corner. A little more exposed to the wind though, but I'm still seeing shad getting knocked out of the water, popping out here and there and then getting busted like big swallows. But yeah, this is a little more wind whipped. Oh, there's a bite right there. Oh, yep, real close. So I'm not really just here to see if I can get something big enough to eat, but I am, right? Oh, there we go. Oh, something spooked right there. I'm here also for something big enough to use for bait, and that's good right there. Nice little bluegill. Well, I must have just got lucky getting that one gill up here. Everything else has been a couple little fishy bites and then nothing. I'm just going to rest because I do feel like crap. We're going to fish in the sit down mode. So I took Zyrtec a few hours ago, and normally Zyrtec, when it kicks in, I'm fine to come out around the stuff that does me in, right? Like this ragweed and whatever else may be in the air. There's a lot of things that do it for me, you know, hay fever, allergies. Zyrtec's not working this time. And I've talked to quite a few people today. They've all said the same thing. Nothing's working like it used to. It's that bad this week. A lot of people around me, people I know, people I talk to every day, most of them are having trouble. Not all of them, but most of them as it stands. So yeah, it's that bad. And what I'm trying to get to, the point is that I'm getting worse now that I've been down here fishing. Like I said, Zyrtec's supposed to be good for 24 hours, right? Oh, I feel like I haven't took anything. I'm getting more stuffed up. The sinus headache is back. The pressure is back. And we only got one fish in the tote, and I'm getting gripey. Don't worry, I'm not making a one fish video with that. But yeah, you're right. How much longer can I go? I just want to curl up with the dogs with the fan and the AC on. That's what I want to do. Oh, I don't want to take any more meds because that stuff makes me feel loopy. But my goodness, I don't like feeling like I feel right now. I feel like shit. I might feel really bad right now, but I do feel like talking. It's something I wanted to talk about. Oh, let me sit back down. And we're just gonna put that back on the, I don't know, make sure I have a bit of a slack line. I don't want it tight. Just a bit of a slack line so the worm is like right on the bottom or right off it instead of like a few inches. Anyway, I watched a video yesterday morning, and it's one of those videos where it's an expat, someone who's, you know, a citizen of this country but moved to another country, and it's that type of video where that expat is telling you why where they moved to is better than the US, right? Which sometimes they're glossing over things or sugarcoating things. But yeah, you know, maybe there's a couple of things that are better, but then there's a few things that you don't want to talk about, right? Anyway, it's Mexico, the country he's in, and he's somewhere deep in Mexico, not in northern Mexico, deep down there, right? Yucatan Peninsula, I believe. And he's got all these points about why, you know, his quality of life is better in Mexico than in the US, depending on where. And this is the thing, he doesn't say where he lived in the US. So depending on where you live, maybe, sure, like, you know, certain cities, well, a lot of cities these days don't have a good quality of life, and some states don't have a good quality of life, or as far as where they rank on a, you know, that scale of quality of life. But he gets through a bunch of points, which we're not going to really focus on here, and he gets to allergies, and he says, when I moved from the US to Mexico, my allergies disappeared. Okay, so to me that's a no-brainer, right? He's not necessarily in that part of Mexico that's just all desert, right? But there's definitely a lack of trees, and there is some jungle, but he's not necessarily like in the jungle, right? He's in a city, and there's not like big oak trees and not fields of ragweed. It's kind of tropical, kind of deserty, right? So you would think, oh, it's because, yeah, you're not surrounded by trees. But then he goes to make this claim that Mexico has a more balanced ecosystem than the US, and he says it's because in the US they plant too many male trees. Like he says there's too many male trees, but he makes a point to say they plant too many, that we plant too many male trees. Look across the way here at all these trees. Nobody planted those. What are you talking about? People plant too many male trees in their front yard? It's like most of the trees that are grown in the US were not planted by people. There are trees that are planted, right? But it's the scale that he's referring to or hinting at, I don't think exist here. I'm surrounded by trees that people planted, and I'm surrounded by wild trees that people did not obviously plant. So who knows what the ratio is, male to female, but there might be more male trees in suburbia or in a city. So it does sound like something a city dweller would say. Is totally glossing over the fact that most of the trees in the US are wild. Granted, there used to be more and we cut them down, but it is true that a lot of, if you go to buy trees at a nursery, you might be buying a lot more males than females. But anyway, the point is that male trees create the pollen, right? And if you have too many male trees, you have too much pollen. There is a lot of pollen here, but I don't think it's a human fault. There are places in the world where, you know, it's like a small island, right? Like Japan. I know Japan's a bunch of islands, but they're islands, right? and people have been there for thousands of years, so long that they've cut trees down, deforested and reforested, right? You go into a lot of the forest in Japan, not all of them, but a lot of them, the trees are in rows. And so Japan has a problem with pollen, maybe for that reason, but also because they don't do forestry management so much. Their trees are just growing. They're not cutting them down like crazy. Like they're bringing lumber from other places. So I say BS on that. But yeah, if I move to the desert, it doesn't have to be in Mexico for my allergies to disappear, and it's for obvious reasons. Even if it's a little tropical, but it's just a lack of what you're allergic to is the reason why your allergies disappeared in that place. But you might move to a place where there are things you never experienced before, and you're allergic to those things too, but you know, you had to move to Mexico to realize you were allergic to them. Let me tell you, it's just a one fish video with an M Hood rant, a classic M Hood rant about allergies. I would love to move to Mexico, but I'm not moving to a place just to run away from my allergies. Some people are like, oh, when I'm having hay fever, I just go to work anyway, because, you know, it's so bad for me sometimes I can't work. And then I look at those people and I ask them, when you're at work, are you surrounded by ragweed? Oh, no, I work inside. Well, I said, well, sit down and shut up. I think I'm going to sit down. I don't know about shutting up, though. Definitely would love to go to Mexico, but living there long term isn't really on the bucket list. I would stay there for spend a fair amount of time, maybe a month or more. There's a lot of places like that. I'm not sure if I would want to live there, but I'd like to go. Maybe I'll find out. Maybe when I'm there, I'll say, hey, I think I'd like to spend the rest of my days here. Or I might just want to spend a few days, 30, 40, 50, 60, something like that. There's a lot of places like that. Colombia, yeah. Peru, we're just focused south of the border right now. South of the border. But I'm not sure about which place is better, if it's better than here or what. You know, they always say, you know, the grass isn't greener on the other side of the hill. Well, it depends on what side of the hill it is. You know, there's all kinds of different places in the world, and you're free to go enjoy them, and you're also free to go have a bad time. Oh, son of a bitch. Ho ho, a second fish. Took a lot of time. Don't feel any better. However, there is that. Oh! Something flew out of the water over there. You hear that? I'm 100% certain that you can. That is calling the sunset even closer to us. The frogs have started their bing bong 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 music, their love song, their own cumbia. And we got 2 fish in my soft cooler, which is brand new, by the way. Oh, sometimes you got to replace them after a few years. You go to get a new one at Walmart and you're like, man, I remember when I was paying less than $4 for these, and now I got to pay $9. What? That bing bong cumbia, that stopped. I was kind of digging it. Bring back the cumbia, the froggy froggy cumbia. Yeah, you see, I don't feel good, but I can make it sound like I feel good. Oh, that bing bong cumbia, that froggy cumbia, that covered some sound that was going on behind me. Someone just came up on a bike, but they ain't nowhere around my trail. But I see the bike laid down up there. Somebody creeping around. Maybe they're fishing. What does it look like I'm doing? I'm fishing? Oh my goodness. What do you... Call them up. The people that put the rocks here, complain to them. Did you hear what he said when he walked up? What are you doing down there? You know what I'm doing. Like, come on, I'm fishing. This is exactly what I needed. I feel like shit. I needed someone here to complain more than me. And that's you. You complain about everything. Rocks, the height of grass, the amount of alligators, snakes. You'll be complaining about the shapes of the clouds next. That one's kind of phallic looking. Well, you don't want to come down here?
Yeah, I want to bust my butt and rock.
I got down here.
I already got a broken thumb.
You slipped on some wet grass is what you did.
No, I was running.
Come on, I came down these rocks. Why can't you?
I can't get down there.
You're younger than me. Granted, you don't look like it, but... You think that's a nice one? Yeah, that's a nice one. I got a nice one for you. Oh, how's that? All right, guys, I'm not even sure if this is really a video or not, but Complainy Pants won't come down the rocks and he's scared to fish down here. I'm surprised he walked all the way to the rocks. And honestly, I think I'm going to try another spot. Maybe we'll go to a Craig safe spot. Look, we're surrounded by ragweed. That's probably what's doing me in. And yeah, already there where it's safe for Craig. However, he's way behind us to the side. This is a ditch coming off the base. There's a lot more people fishing in this area, so hence the chatter in the background. And there's a bite right there.
Big with a Brimby caught.
Not big.
Huh?
Not big. Big enough for bait.
Yeah.
You trying to catch something midair there?
That's why I'm trying to get right under the trees over there.
I'll be up in that tree.
Huh? What's today, Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday? I don't know, I was thinking today's Friday or Monday or something, I don't know.
There we go, gotcha. Nice.
God, that one. That's a big bluegill, man.
I had to just be patient. I knew he was there. Look at that. Look at that. That's not a bluegill, Craig. Craig called it a bluegill. It's a red ear.
Yeah, okay. Lake runner.
Yeah, lake runner, shell cracker. Just right in front of the grass.
I will try it.
Here we go. Bite, 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 bite. Oh. I was getting bites right here before that shell cracker hit. There's a bite right there. I think there's little things hanging out, and maybe the shell crackers are coming through. Just have to be patient. There we go. Nice. All these fish started coming through here all of a sudden. There we go. Piece of bait. It's just a little bluegill. Oh. There we go. Oh, red spotted. Oh. Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Nice, nice, nice. Whoa, 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 whoa. Go in the bag. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.